Live from San Antonio, Mike Taylor.
Well, my NFC representative in my Super Bowl picks, which are stupid, that I hate making, but I did it last week because if I don't, y'all call me out. That way you can call me out when I'm wrong. The NFC team that I picked to go to the Super Bowl is now 0-2 after the Vikings got beat by the Eagles last night. I did not think that the Vikings were going to beat the Eagles. I thought they were going to win week 1, but I'm not giving up on it. So my NFC East division pick is 0-1 and got beat 40-0, the Giants. And my NFC representative in the Super Bowl is 0-2 after getting their ass kicked last night by the Eagles. So welcome in, everybody. It's Friday. It is Mike Taylor Live. Subscribe for free. Become a member for damn near free. It's only $6, man, to become a member of this show. And we've now posted, 2 members-only shows in recent days, with many more to come. So if there are things, if you just can't get enough Taylor in your life, I would suggest signing up to become a member. And what I paid for this costs more than what it is to become a member. It's just $6 a month. Welcome in. It's Friday. It's Taylor. And indeed, last night on Thursday Night Football, the Eagles do hold off the bye queens. Although the Eagles don't look awesome right now. They look pretty good. They're 2-0, and both weeks people are bitching about them not playing as well, although they're now 2-0, which you don't ever take 2-0 for granted in the NFL. Ask the Vikings about being 2-0. They'd love to have 2-0 and people criticizing how good they look because now they're 0-2. In a division in which the Lions look like they're going to win 10, 11, 12 games. But the Eagles don't look awesome, which is good in the early part of the season anyway for the Cowboys. But here's the other thing. You don't have to be awesome in the first part of the season. It's the NFL. Anything and everything could happen. Your quarterback could blow out his Achilles tendon. And so you just got to get through these first 6 weeks and then kind of assess, see what you got. And of course, last night we get, A.J. Brown, the stud wide receiver the Eagles brought in last year during their Super Bowl run, was seen bitching at Channel View's own Jalen Hurts last night. Those two got into it over communication issues or whatever. And, so a prominent wide receiver got mad and screamed at his quarterback on TV last night. In other news, the sun has come up today, and gravity still forces rocks to fall back to the earth. So
it's my quarterback.
All right, man, that's classic. God almighty, what year was that? 09, 10, something like that? Maybe not even. God, it might be a little older than that. So,
the Romo days, for sure.
So good. Speaking of the Cowboys, they don't play so it's like, well, the Eagles are 2-0. They're not really happy with how they're playing, blah, blah, blah. An Eagles team that had a chance to win the Super Bowl, and boy, that will always haunt those people. But the Cowboys don't even play the Eagles until November, which 2 months in the NFL might as well be an eternity. So God only knows what's going to happen between now and the first time the Cowboys see the Eagles. Speaking of the Cowboys, of course, they've got the Jets coming in here on Sunday. And yesterday, Aaron Rodgers had successful surgery on that blowed-out Achilles tendon. He posted something 2 days ago, I think, on Instagram and thanking everybody for thoughts and prayers after he blew his Achilles out the other night. 4 plays on the 4th play of his Jets career. And so he had the surgery yesterday, and he posted a post-op picture of himself in the hospital bed with the assless, robe and the thing on his head, and was praising the doctor that did the surgery up in, I'm assuming, New York City. And was in pretty good spirits because he was in real shitty spirits obviously the first 48 hours after he got hurt. And we know that Aaron Rodgers can be a bit of an overthinker. Remember, this is the same dude that we talked about this earlier in the summer. He spent like 3 days in a... Uh-oh. Hey. He went in like some... It's a full-blown dog meltdown. No, he went into that like cave thing, or so he spent 3 days in a tent that was with no lights. All he had was like a mat, and he wore a loincloth, and he had like a little bucket to take a shit in. And like twice a day, someone would open a little slot and put food in. Only an overthinking white Californian millennial like Aaron Rodgers chooses to basically live in what prisoners call solitary confinement for 3 days in order to find himself, in order to find enlightenment. So Rodgers is quite the overthinker. And he was in a pretty dark place the first couple of days after he got hurt. But he seemed in better spirits yesterday on his Instagram page and is ready to get rolling and tackle this road to recovery. Like a big balls type dude. Problem is, he's 39 years old. What do old people do?
I'm 40.
And he'll be 40 next season. One of our longtime show edicts is, what do old people do? What do? They get hurt. That's what they do. You can't trust old people because they get hurt. And Aaron Rodgers now just blew his Achilles out. And Kobe blew his out late in his career too. Of all the ailments, and I know it's different sports, but it's a point about getting older. Of all of the ailments that Kobe Bryant had in the last 5-6 years of his career, the one that was the ender was the Achilles. Once he did that, the end was nigh. And it's not like Rodgers has 5 years left, which is why he spent a big part of his, offseason mentoring this Mormon from BYU who's going to play the Cowboys on Sunday. But here you are, 39 years old. He's not very far removed from an MVP season. What was it, 2-3 years ago? But boy, there's nothing that'll cut your talent ability in half like blowing out that Achilles at any age. Kid from LaGrange, I think, just blew his out with the Ravens. J.K. Dobbins, I think that was an Achilles. And he's 26, 25. That's going to set him back. I doubt J.K. Dobbins, because he's a running back, will ever be the same. Point being, Rodgers, I think, has every intention of attempting a return to the Jets next year. He does not want it to be like that. He wants to give it another go. But I just don't know how, at his age, he's going to be even 90. I don't think he'll get to 90% of what he currently is. I'm not sure if he'll get to 75% of what he currently, pre-injury on Sunday night when the game started. But everybody expects him to return. Good luck to the Jets. It's a shitty thing that happened to them. I'm no Jets fan. I think Rodgers has D-bag tendencies, but that's okay. I'm not like a big Aaron Rodgers fan, but it's a shame that happened. Sucks for the NFL. Sucks for this game Sunday night, too, that we're going to be covering. But, such is life in the NFL, and it's a game for mercenaries, and it's a game for men that don't want to live long. All right, so, speaking of Sunday, I said night. It's not a night game. It's a 3:25 kickoff Sunday. As the Jets do come to Jerry World, sans Aaron Rodgers, with this kid, the Mormon, Zach Wilson, in tow. Let me say this, and I've poked fun of him being a Mormon all week, which I don't care. Come at me, Mormons. Come at me, bros. Let me say this, though, about Zach Wilson. The dude's got ability. There's a reason why he was the number 2 overall pick, and I know there have been other number 2 overall picks in drafts that didn't pan out. But it's not like Zach Wilson can't play. Well, it's not like he doesn't have the ability to play. His problem is he may be a big pussy. Remember on the radio show I used to say pizza, now I can say that word. It's pretty fun. He also might have a 2-cent head. I'm not sure. I've not actually watched a lot of Jets because I haven't had a whole lot of interest in Zach Wilson. I was by the channel the other night, though, for Aaron Rodgers, but now I got to watch. So now I'll see Zach Wilson play a full game Sunday. And ability is not the problem. Last year when he got basically ostracized by the room, it was because, I don't know if he was just being an asshole or he's a big pizza pussy, or he's just he's an idiot. Remember last year he was struggling, and he was terrible against the Patriots. And he refused to take accountability when the game was over, and that pissed off everybody in that room. And they demoted his ass to 3rd string. And I thought, that's it. He'll never play in New York again. Well, he got his head right, at least to stay on the team, and played his ass off in training camp and won the backup job and followed Rodgers around, all summer and spring like a puppy dog. So I guess where I'm going with this is maybe Zach Wilson has improved some. Now, he wasn't very good when he relieved Rodgers the other night. He didn't play horrible. He just didn't make a whole lot of plays. Garrett Wilson bailed him out on that ridiculous one-handed bobble catch. The defense obviously won the game for the Jets. And, hell, even in the overtime, they won on a punt return for a touchdown. So it wasn't like Zach Wilson led the Jets to a victory. There's a reason he's a backup. But now he's got, even though it's a short week, he's got 5 days to get it in his head that he is the guy. And he's going up against a Dallas team coming off a 40-0 win. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Jets respond and play around a guy that none of them wanted to play with last year. Obviously, things have changed. They're going to rally around the kid for now and see how it goes. The question is, does he have the balls to get his head right? Or does he have a 2-cent head? I just don't know. However it shakes down, we'll be by the channel at the Ringer on Sunday, and then we'll be by this channel with Cowboys Overreact presented by the Law Office of Orlando Kill. We'll do it at least a 45-minute, at least probably an hours-long post-game Sunday out at the Ringer Pub. Our side piece beer joint, the official being, of course, McFinnigan's, but the Ringers are backup hustle. Smoking Bros food truck's going to be out there. It's at Thousand Oaks and Jones Maltzberger. Now, you got to be 21 and up, so don't be bringing your kid. Or unless you got a fake ID for your kid, otherwise you don't bring him. But we'll be at the Ringer watching the game for a watch party. And then we're going to do Cowboys Overreact presented by the Law Office of Orlando Kell Sunday. So come out there and drink one with us. We're going to watch Cowboys and Jets at the Ringer. I'm probably going to roll in at 3:10, 3:15, something like that, because the game's at 3:25. And then we'll sit there and watch the game and do post-game show and have a good time with Thunderdomers who want to come out and do a deal with us at the Ringer on Sunday as the Cowboys take on the Jets looking to go 2-0. All right, part of this show brought to you by the official soccer club of Thunderdome. It is San Antonio City Soccer, the official soccer club. Let's see. I was interacting with the president of the organization last night. He reached out to me. Sorry, I got mocals today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, here it is. You guys' live spots are terrible. We're ending our relationship with you effective immediately. I'm kidding about that. Barry, we love Barry. He loves us. No, he sent me a text. Let the people know we now have 4 open slots for sponsorships, is what he wrote. Need 2 more sponsors. We needed 8. Now we only need 2. We got 6 names that have decided to sponsor Fields. I think once I started saying that it was only $1,000, because I wasn't telling people how much it cost to sponsor one of the fields at first. And in the last couple of weeks, I've been saying, by the way, it's only $1,000. I think a lot of companies in town were like, "Oh, okay, cool." We thought it was $50K. Nah, hell no. It's just, we love this youth soccer club, but it's youth soccer. We're not going to make you go broke sponsoring the field. $1,000 gets you a 1-year sponsorship to one of the fields at the official soccer club of Thunderdome and Mike Taylor Live, San Antonio City Soccer Club. So we need 2 to do. I haven't even asked Barry who the other sponsors have been. I need to find out who they are and give them some love.
Yeah, that's what I was like talking about burying the lead. When are you going to tell us who they are? I had like the drum roll ready to go.
No, he texted me last night saying, "Hey man, we're down to just 2 sponsors now that we need." I'm like, "Wow, that's terrific.
That's badass.
That's fantastic." Yeah. But I traveled all day coming back from Fort Worth and didn't get a chance to interact with him a whole lot. But yeah, I'll reach back out to him today when we get off the show, and once I get settled, I'll reach back out to my man Barry Burns, the president of the San Antonio City Soccer Club, and see who those other sponsors are, and that's cool. So we're now down to 2. There's our field. There's Thunderdome Field there if you're watching. So we need 2. That's it, and we'll be set for the entire fall, and I'll be able to sleep better because when they told me they needed 8 sponsors, I'm like, geez, that's a lot of pressure on me. But now we have 6. Okay, we can do this, damn it. We can do this. All right, so thank you so much to San Antonio City Soccer Club. Okay, let's have some fun with audio and video, shall we? Y'all know that y'all all know how much I love and heart Deion Sanders. Mike Taylor's show's own Deion Sanders, a former guest of this show. He's been on twice. Back when Deion was coaching high school ball, we had him on because he was looking he wanted to bring his academy teams from the Metro section down to San Antonio to play some San Antonio teams, and we helped Deion kind of get the word out that he was looking for teams. God, this is so long ago. Look at Deion now. Man, I'm proud of Deion. I am. He started off, he wanted to be a coach, and, I'm like, okay, he wants to coach on the youth level. That's interesting because he wanted to do some real coaching. I don't want to coach, what do you say? I want coaching pros because they're all 30 and rich. I can't do anything with rich people. But I can mold the kids. I can help the kids. So look at Deion now, kicking ass. He's 2-0. He's nationally ranked. He's at a really good school, Colorado University, in a badass town like Boulder. A little cold during the winter, but it's a great town. And he's 2-0. And it's funny how dipshits come out of the woodwork on their own. The old saying, sometimes this can of worms opens on from the inside out. And Deion's been playing this whole haters bit, his whole life, really. And I love Deion, and I think what he did at Colorado this year was awesome. I think it showed big stones to go in there and overhaul the roster as he did, and the way he's been able to recruit, the way he coaches, the staff he's hired. I'm not shocked at all that they beat TCU. Not shocked at all that they rickrolled Nebraska's dumbass last week. Matt Rule talks shit about Deion in the offseason, too. I love all these old school highbrow coaches. They're all a bunch of Lombardis, criticizing Deion's methods. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Get the fuck out of here, man. It's my night.
Well, the latest dipshit is Jay Norvell, the head coach at Colorado State. And Jay Norvell's been coaching in college since the mid-'80s. Hey, Jay Norvell, if you're so fucking awesome and you have it all figured out when it comes to coaching, how come you've been coaching since 1986 and you're only got to the Colorado State level, bro? Jeez. You ain't Nick Saban, Holmes. So Jay Norvell is who Deion's going to play this week. It's the big Colorado battle. It's CU versus CSU, Colorado State. They're going to go up to Boulder. And they're already an underdog. Colorado's probably already going to beat them. Now, after what's happened this week, Colorado's going to beat the shit out of them. I don't know what Jay Norvell was thinking. Maybe he wasn't. Well, he showed his true colors. Another one of these old school dudes. And this isn't even race related. I can't even say, the old school white guy doesn't like Deion's scary sunglasses. Jay Norvell's a black dude, and he's going all super old school. So I'll let you hear it, but Jay Norvell criticizes Deion wearing sunglasses in his press conferences, which is asinine. This is Jay Norvell on his coach's show on Learfield Sports 2 days ago.
We're excited. Our kids are really, we had to do a bunch of ESPN videos, and it was great. I loved it. But our kids came out of those videos really with a chip on their shoulder. They're tired of all that stuff. They really are tired of it. And I sat on with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So, they're not going to like us no matter what we say or do. It doesn't matter, okay? So let's go up there and play. And so that's just how I feel about it. We're excited. Our kids are really, we had to do
Okay, kill it. Really, dude? That's the key to winning championships? She takes off his hat and glasses when he talks to grown-ups. What a dumbass. Deion is so about motivation right now, and anybody that just remotely criticizes Deion. And Deion, you could criticize Deion for saying he's got thin skin. No, Deion is using that shit to fuel his team. He jumped on poor Ed Werder's ass after the TCU game, and poor Ed Werder wasn't even the guy that wrote the article. Deion got his white writers mixed up. Ed Werder's not even a writer. Ed Werder's a broadcaster. It was our boy Mac Engel, longtime official sports columnist of the old radio show. Mac Engel wrote a piece, not questioning Deion's methods, but questioning whether or not Deion could be successful. I didn't even read the piece, but whatever he wrote, it pissed off Deion. So Deion thought Ed Werder was Mac Engel. I saw that bull junk you was writing. Okay, dude. But outside of mixing up his white reporters, I love Deion. It was great. And I support everything that they've done up there. So obviously this got back to Deion, that this guy's criticizing him for wearing sunglasses in the press conference. So Deion, what does he do? Does he address the media? No, Deion goes out and tells his team about it. This is Deion telling the team about Jay Norville yesterday in practice.
Yes, sir. I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be the best coach I could be. And I look up and I read some bull junk that Deion said about us.
Talk to us.
Once again,
talk to us.
Why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is go out here, work our butts off, and do our job on Saturday. But when they give us ammunition, they done messed around and made it what? It was just going to be a good game.
And made this shit personal.
They done messed around and made it personal. It was going to be a great test, a battle of Colorado, but they done messed around and made it personal.
You what happened to them last security guards?
Last security guard, talk to him, Jimmy.
That's right. What Jimmy? Jimmy,
talk to him, Jimmy.
Y'all know what happened to the last. Y'all know what happened to the last security guard.
Come on, Craig, go down.
Y'all know what happened to the last.
You don't even know.
You don't even know. Hey, buff on me, buff.
Okay, so y'all remember what happened to the last people that talked shit? That was Nebraska last week, and how did it work out for Nebraska? God, why would you talk shit to Deion? You talk about poking the buffalo.
Whoever filmed that shit is a terrible camera operator.
Is it terrible?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, for more, here's Elite LG to bag on the camera.
Did you not
operator.
notice all the focus issues that were going on with that video there?
No.
You didn't?
I was focused on Deion
we're gonna
busting
watch
ass
this again. Hold on.
Okay.
Film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be
Out
the
of
best
focus.
coach I could be.
Okay.
And I look
In
up and I
focus,
read some
out of
little junk
focus.
that Dan said about us.
Out of focus.
Once again,
Talk to us.
why
Out
would
of
you want
focus.
to talk about
In
us?
out of focus.
We don't talk about nobody.
Out of
All we
focus.
do
In
is go out
focus.
here, work our butts off, and do our job on Saturday.
Hold on. Out of
But when they
focus.
give us ammunition,
All right, you get it?
Okay. I'm seeing it.
All right,
I saw it.
this idiot camera operator has his camera in autofocus because these kids these days don't know how to manually focus. They don't know the fundamentals. He's literally got a dude that's walking right in front of him. He's not changing like his position. It's not hard to set the focus and just leave it on him.
Okay. Dude,
You know?
you're like Eddie Vedder criticizing a local band's lead singer.
Well, I love
Come on,
that
man.
they're bringing in these cameras that have these beautiful shallow depth of field pictures, like you see at the sideline celebrations now.
Yeah.
They have that guy with the steady cam looking thing running out there all quick.
Yeah.
They always have it on autofocus because these kids don't know how to manually focus.
Well, okay. I think I know who filmed that. That's Deion Sanders Jr.
Okay, well,
Deion
he needs
Jr.
to learn how to use a damn camera.
That's fine, and he's not above criticism. I don't want Deion to find out that this show criticized his kid over his lack of technical abilities. So Deion brought his son with him from Jackson State to Colorado to do all their social media. And
Gotcha.
basically,
Well, he
the
should
son,
definitely
everywhere
know how to
Deion
do
goes,
it then.
well, yeah, because he's really great at it. And a matter of fact,
Obviously not.
And it's funny you mention this. And again, I'm only assuming this is Deion Jr. because they have a crew of people that film all their stuff. This is purely for social media here, which is one of the ways Deion's been able to build up his badass, his scene up there is it's all access. I mean, I've been infatuated with Deion since he was at Jackson State because there's always a camera around him. Everything they do is filmed and they put it all on YouTube. It's like Deion live all day, every day. It's like Big Brother with Deion, like all day camera. It's like the Truman Show, but it's Deion. He loves that attention, and B, it's worked out great for recruiting. Anyway,
Yeah, let's just get it in focus.
all right,
That's
I'm
all
with
we
you.
need.
Once
Just-
you mentioned it, I noticed it. But I think it was Deion Jr., who I have actually messaged, but it's been about a month, and he didn't reply. I was going to get Deion Jr. to come on. I was trying to anyway. I thought it'd be cool to get him on to talk about the social media aspects of rising the team to prominence so quickly as they have. Maybe Deion will see how we do our show, and maybe he'll hire you to go up and be his all-access guy. That'd be cool.
Yeah, or I could give Junior some
Or
tips
give
there.
Junior
Yeah.
some tips. All right, have Junior come down. We'll pat him on the head and we'll give him some camera tips. All right, show brought to you in part by Live Oak Vodka, the official vodka of Mike Taylor Live, the 2022 highly recommended winner with a 91 score. They are housed down at Coastal Bend Distilling in Beeville, Texas, just north of Corpus Christi. It is the official vodka. Not drinking vodka at 10, whatever it is in the morning. I'm having a little coffee, but later on today when I tie one on, it's going to be a little of that live bike vodka. Probably put that. I tried it with some lemonade last night. And I've tried it with cranberry juice, and I just like vodka club soda. So I think that's just going to be my go-to. I want to taste the vodka, and so put a little club soda in there, put a little vodka in there, it'd be a lot better. Put a little club soda with some vodka, and put a little lime in there, and you're good to go. All right, thank you.
What if you put some in your coffee? You know, it's an Irish
vodka.
It's an Irish coffee when you put whiskey in it. What would you call it? Would you call it a Russian coffee?
I don't know. I don't even know if the boys at Live Oak would recommend that. In coffee?
I mean, you did it in tea in like hot
I did,
tea.
and it was fine. Yeah. When I was sick last week. Yeah, I put it in hot tea.
I don't think there would be anything wrong with it.
I don't know, dude.
Vodka mixes pretty well, so.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean,
I'm
willing
gonna
to try.
I'm gonna try it
for a show.
I'm gonna do an experiment.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm down. I'm willing to try it as a show bid. All right,
and we call it a Beeville coffee, not a Russian coffee.
Yeah, we'll call it a Beeville.
Yeah,
I like it. That makes sense. All right, thanks to the boys at Live Oak. Okay, what else today? I'm excited for the Spurs season, obviously. Spurs. And it's funny because maybe he's just jealous because he wants to come back and be a part of this Wembanyama development. So, Taint Spur LaMarcus Aldridge, the worst free agent signing in San Antonio Spurs history, and it's not even close because of expectation and lack of nuts. Aldridge went on a podcast called the Oddball Hoops Show this week and said that he would like to coach with Pop this season so he could help Pop develop Wembanyama.
Get the fuck out of here, man. It's my night.
Don't let that fucking pussy anywhere near Wembanyama. You want to wreck that kid's first year? Let Aldridge get in his head. We don't need that.
How about no?
Dude, LaMarcus Aldridge was a silent Terrell Owens with the way he cancerized teams, the Blazers and the Spurs. Shit, no. You know what's funny is Aldridge he was on this Oddball Hoops show. Aldridge also told him that he would not want to coach in the NBA today as a head coach. He would like to be an assistant and help the Spurs develop Wemby, but he would never want to be a head coach because now that he's retired, now that he's out of the game, he realizes how difficult it is dealing with players. Okay. Because especially superstar players. And he ought to know because Aldridge himself was difficult to coach for a lot of different reasons. And I didn't realize that he clashed with Pop as often as he did. I just thought he was a big puss. But Aldridge admitted this week that he would often clash with Pop over playing time in blowout victories. Like the Spurs would be ahead by a lot in the second half and Pop would clear the bench. And Aldridge would get pissed because he wanted to play the whole game. And he told this Oddball Hoops is because he didn't want to lose his nightly game rhythm. Dude, it was not because you wanted to lose your nightly rhythm. It's because you wanted to pad your fucking stats. That's the reason why he wanted to stay in the games. I pulled a quote, he tells Oddball Hoops, when I got to San Antonio, we were winning 60 games that first year he was here. And we were up 30 at halftime every time, and I wanted to play the fourth. Pop would fight me and be like, no, you can't play the fourth. I'm just like, but I need my rhythm. So like, I want to go back into the game in the fourth quarter. Yeah, there's a lot of people around here that would argue, well, maybe you wanted to keep your nightly rhythm, but you also wanted to pad your fucking stats so you can act like you were better than you were. LaMarcus Aldridge's time in San Antonio is going to go down in history for what the Spurs were unable to accomplish with him. You know, he just never fit in here. I'm not even sure if he fully fitted in Portland, which is why he wound up leaving there. They couldn't wait to get his ass out of Portland. He just never fit in. He was never willing to do the things the Spurs way. So that's why we had all these questions about his work ethic, concerns about getting it done in winning time when it was not a blowout. Hey, you're worried about playing in blowouts. Hey, dude, how about playoff games when it's a tie game with 2 minutes to go? That's when we need your ass to kick ass, and he never did. And I think everybody around here, with a few exceptions, because some of y'all still bought into his 20 and 10 bullshit. A lot of y'all will get mad at me, but I can't express to you how relieved I was the day that they got rid of him. He was the most overrated 25 and 10 player that they've ever had. Wherever the truth winds up lying as history goes on, it's fine. It's over. It's ancient history. But Aldridge now admits that, Pop had his best interest at heart during those arguments over playing time and that he should have been more understanding. Well, I'm so glad you found enlightenment on Pop's message now that you're 40 and out of the game. Thanks. He tells Oddball Hoops, that was the right way, talking about Pop. To risk injury wouldn't have been smart, but I would be so frustrated. We would kind of butt heads a little bit about wanting to go in for like 2 more minutes, but you know what would never happen. But I understand the big picture now. Yeah, too bad you didn't understand it when you were playing and they needed you to win the games, dude. God almighty. Eek. A late punch to LaMarcus Aldridge. All right, the show brought to you in part by R&R Auto Glass, the official auto glass of Taylor and Thunderdome. Get your buddy in there and get your glass fixed at R&R, whether you got a sunroof damage, front windshield busted out, side windows, whatever it might be. And don't let the insurance company tell you where to go. They take all insurances. And R&R Auto Glass, the only place I would ever get glass fixed in the city, R&R Auto Glass. Quick word about the UTSA game tonight. We'll get out of here. UTSA plays Army tonight on a short week. The defense has been terrific. The offense, not so much. The official college quarterback of this show, Frank Harris, showed big old balls last week and staying in the game, playing despite the injured toe. I would not play Frank tonight. I don't know what Jeff Traylor's going to do, the official college football coach of this show. I don't know what Jeff's going to do. It's early in the season. You don't want to risk Frank all year long. It's a short week. It's Army. You ought to be able to find a way to beat Army. And I don't no disrespect to Army because they're coming to the conference next year. But it's a non-conference game. Why risk Frank Harris? They say he has turf toe. You know how bad? What did Deion say? I had 1 million injuries in my career. Once I hurt my toe, I was done. We worry about that. He's had 9 surgeries, Frank has, on one damn knee. And now he's got turf toe. My concerns for Frank only skyrocketed reading that he had turf toe now. I wouldn't play him. I'd play Eddie Lee Marburger. You know why I would play Eddie Lee Marburger? Not just to save Frank, but to prepare Eddie. Because at some point this season, the way it's going, Eddie may have to be the guy full-time. Go Roadrunners. Birds up. God bless. Love them hard. Hope they kick Army's ass no matter who plays. That's it. We're done. Thank you to Deion Sanders. F.J. Norval. Thank you to DJ LG. My name is Mike Taylor. We'll see you boys Sunday at the Ringer for the Cowboys-Jets watching party. And then we'll have the postgame brought to you by the law office of Orlando Kell. It is Taylor. We'll see you boys Monday for this show, but Sunday, y'all come out and have one with us and watch the Cowboy game at the Ringer. Love you hard. Bye.
Come back, you puppy!
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
This is a Bronx-bound